Housewives of Potomac. We got some questions here. We got plenty of questions. Let me go on over here and find. Okay, let's see here. We'll do it Wendy first. Okay. It says, prosecutor claims Wendy and Eddie allegedly used 40 different debit/credit cards under alias names Pam Oliver and Eddie Hennessy. The amount of debt owed by the Osefs is highly relative to their motive. The motive to them having supposedly a fraud insurance claim, a fraudulent insurance claim. Let me make this bigger so y'all can see it. Okay. So let me go on over here. So, they're saying that Wendy and he may have some motives for why they did what they did, allegedly. It says, get into this. More information is dropping against Eddie and Wendy Osefo regarding their federal fraud case. According to the Baltimore Observer, prosecutors are reportedly seeking additional records that they claim show a pattern of excessive spending and support a motive of their criminal fraud case. Eddie's lawyer claims this is a fishing expedition and urged the courts to drop the subpoena. Prosecutors argue, though these records are important to show the extent of the Osefos' fraudulent ways to go. They claim the Osefos have approximately 40 credit cards /debit cards, some of which are believed to be in company names and have in other instances used as alias Pam Oliver and Eddie Hennessy in a deliberate attempt to mask their identity. They also claim that Wendy falsely denied using money apps, including PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, to pay for jury. You go to the jury store and Cash App them some money? Honey, I don't know. Is that the state anticipates seeing purchases as well as returns on their financial records. Prosecutor wrote, additionally, the state expects such documents to show a pattern of excessive spending, supporting motives in this case. The state avers that the insurance fraud is a financial crime in that the amount of debt owed by the Osefos jointly, individually, and by the businesses that they own is highly relevant to their motive. So then the Osefos attorney, he put out a statement. So here we go. So it says Dr. Wendy Osefo and her husband Eddie are speaking out about the insurance fraud case against them. On Instagram, the couple shared a statement from their legal team calling out what they say is bias and unfair treatment by authorities. At the outset, the police failed to properly investigate the initial burglary despite clear indications of a break-in, displaying clear bias against the Osefo family. The Osefos heard nothing but silence from the police over 18 months, despite complete cooperation and requests for updates. They criticized the recent public release of their private financial information. We believe it is deeply unjust for the sheriff's office and the office of the state attorney of Carroll County to publicly expose confidential financial information about Eddie and Wendy Osefo. What is most disturbing is that the state appears to have begun investigating only after charging the Osefos, which is a highly irregular approach that raises serious concerns about motive and fairness. It says their team denied allegations that they use alias to hide financial activities, saying the Osefos have never used an alias on any financial application. This allegation is false and misleading. Such names were used for delivery of packages following their lawful purchase to safeguard the identity of very public figures. Okay. They emphasize the importance of due process and fairness, adding, due process is paramount to the administration of justice, and it's breached by misleading the public with false narratives has only compounded the harm. The defense is confident that the court will prevent any further violation of the Osefos' right to a fair trial. I would agree. I'd be giving Wendy hell when when we review the show, but I would agree that if they're investigating this, why the hell is we got to know what's going on play by play? They should present their case in court, and the best team wins. But we don't need to know a play by play, because to me, you're trying to get get her ruined in public, or them ruined in public, with public opinion where we all think they're guilty. We don't know. But it seems like it. But all this other stuff, we have no business knowing about. And especially with them saying that they got, making it seem like they have some kind of credit cards in other people's names when they actually only named, had the shipping information to be whatever name, because they don't want nobody to know, their business. So I can understand that, knowing their real names. But when they paid for them, they paid with them with a real credit card with their names on it, or a company name or whatever. But not Mr. Hennessy, whatever it was. So I can understand that, because I feel like it's a drip, and we're trying to convict them with public opinion and not in the court. And like she said, they should have due process. So we got, on the other hand, let me go on over here. We got, on the other hand, Miss, Lord have mercy, Miss Mia Thornton. Let's see here where we got it at. We got her going through the airports, and I didn't really pay that attention, because I ain't never been on the other side of the law like that. But I know one time T.I. got arrested in the airport, and when he got arrested, because it was someone else with the same name that he has, but like they didn't look at the guy's identity and like his description. They didn't look at all of that. This guy was a tall guy, and I don't even believe it was light skin, but it was something totally opposite of T.I. But they just happened to have the same name. But they arrested him, and he was very upset. So we're gonna go over here and learn about Miss Mia. Okay. So here we go.
You want your hands? You want your hands? Hold on. Relax for a second. Relax. You want your hands this way, or you want your hands turn inside the crane? You want this way? What's your way more comfortable? Okay. Let's. Okay. All right. That's fine. We'll go that way. Shit, so caught. I'm gonna lock them so they don't move on you, okay? When we get to the holding cell, I'll take them back off for you so you can relax a little bit, all right? We'll probably be at our precinct for probably about 20 minutes or so I can finish doing my paperwork thing, and then we're gonna head out, okay? All right, brother. Okay. Go ahead this way. Y'all get a little larger now. We're going to pick up the stuff y'all may do. Yeah. All right, brother. Take care.
You can't share that information with the
Pardon?
No.
I didn't go over and just have somebody else go out there and give them the paperwork.
Is it possible to like call him? He has the store key.
They still got him, I mean.
What, is he still in the airport?
No, he probably left.
Yeah, where's his call?
Yeah, I just want him to don't put that furniture back. Like, it's just enough. We have several emails. Whenever they telling him to do that.
All right, bro. All right, bro. All right. So we go straight down to that wall. My precinct's right there.
Well, so that was Mia getting arrested.
So I did see that video with them kids out there in Chicago that took and jumped that pregnant woman and her son.
Lord, I didn't want to go there yet. But I'm eating cake and stuff. But so what happened was Mia was at the airport, and evidently when they have your ID and whatever, she had a warrant. So they did a warrant. She had a warrant for actually stealing $11,000 worth of furniture out of a condo she was renting. They said she moved out in the middle of the night in October, I believe it was, and took the furniture with her, along with a TV. And I just want to know, I remember back in the day, you could rent apartments with furniture. Y'all remember that? And usually when you rented I ain't got money like they got. But usually when you was getting somewhere that was already furnished, it was old looking furniture. You don't know who all been on there and what all people did on it. But she has that stuff in storage somewhere. Because she was telling them, because she basically get to the storage unit to, give them back their stuff because she's tired of it. Like somebody else took it and she didn't. Allegedly. So they arrested her for larceny. So we have the Grande Dame on Real Housewives of Potomac. She went from drunk driving. We have Wendy getting arrested for insurance fraud. And now we have Mia, who tried to play like she was rich, but she's doing it. Poor lady. I would say poor lady, a poor girl crying if she did it. I mean, well, they took it. So unless you're trying to say the movers took it, sounds like she must have jumped, did not finish out her lease and left early. I don't know. So we'll see how that turns out. But right now, it's looking like Mia needs a job. Hopefully, Miss Wendy, what I like, Wendy did show up at BravoCon. So she showed up for BravoCon, so she's damn coming to that reunion. I got, what is this, bundt cake? It's good. Or nothing bundt cake, or however it's called. Nothing bundt cake. It's good. I got the white chocolate raspberry. This is good. I usually get that from my dad. And I usually stick with vanilla or lemon. But today, my grandbaby is 6 months old. So my daughter was having a party for him. His little fat ass. He likes to eat. Oh my God, I said, stop, girl. He's going to be on 600-pound life. Because she had a bundt cake the other day. And she was eating it in front of him. And he was just crying. He wanted some of that cake so bad. I'm like, do not give him no cake. But he turned 6 months. Okay, so she was having a little get together for him. So our next person on the docket is, we got rid of Mia. Who else we want to talk about? We got Porsha and the lady getting into it on the air, you know, I guess in first class. It was a white lady, a white older lady, and there's Porsha. And you can believe whoever story you want to believe. They both do agree that Porsha was on Instagram scrolling, and the lady, I guess, thought it was loud. Porsha did not have on her earbuds, so the lady could hear it. And she asked Porsha, do I got to listen to that the whole trip? And Porsha was like, do you want to? And she was like, no. Oh, you don't like it? No. Somehow that started. Porsha said that wasn't a nice way to talk to her because Porsha said the lady called her a bitch. The lady didn't say she said that. The lady said Porsha smacked her phone out of her hand. But while Porsha was talking to the police, one of the passengers on the plane came up to Porsha and asked her, was she all right? And she kind of insinuated that lady was acting out. So who knows? Because I wouldn't believe that Porsha would be on first class acting the fool like she act on Housewives, you know, because she's giving us good TV. She ain't going to be doing that and put herself up where this woman can try to sue her for some money. I don't think so. I really don't. So I think the Karen has been a